Good afternoon, everyone. 1790, France, land confiscated, money starts printing. 3 years later, 10x money print, riots in the streets, food, a glimpse where we're heading in 2021. You have the choice of being attacked by squirrels if you stay in New York, being social engineered for lower living standards in these tiny houses. You could live in an O-tube. If your social credit score is good enough, you get two of them connected. And in the O-tube, you can relax and listen to my new Mini Ice Age Conversation podcast, YouTube channel, along with Adapt2030.tv on Roku. Ad-free content. This is what will be expected of you moving forward from 2021. In this day and age, it's so important to keep your body functioning at optimal performance. And collagen may be the closest thing we get to a real fountain of youth. After all, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and essentially the glue that holds it all together. When you're middle-aged, you're only producing half of the collagen that you did in your youth. My focus is about digestive health because the change in our diets from foods being unavailable, moving to seasonal availability of foods, and the entire spectrum of availability of foods changing. There's so much more to talk about with the benefits of collagen. You can visit healthwithadapt2030.com to learn more. The link's in the description box below. You can already see the playbook of compliance unrolling in front of us. First will be a collapse of the currency. Then you'll be on the government payroll. There'll be no other places for you to buy anything except corporations. And however good you are, that's the resources you'll be allocated. Let's do a repeat in history as we lead through 2021, back to 1789 and 1790 in France. They were experiencing something very similar to what we are today. Discontent in the society, unequal wages, inequalities between the farmers, serfs, and the elite class. So the elite class decided to confiscate all church land, which was 1/4 of France at that time, and then issue debt/money against the land holdings. And originally it was 400 million, and the bills are pretty. I mean, you got to believe it because it's a government, and you got to believe it because it's a pretty bill, so it must be a real, an even prettier bill. So it must be even more real because they were able to print 10x off that first 400 million to 3.2 billion. And then inflation took right over. And by 1793, people were on the streets demanding the basics: wheat, bread, sugar, coffee. But Nutella was not on the list. And if we look at the same timelines, I say we're right about 1791 going into 1792 in 2021. And as we glimpse over to the panic policy of 2020 and the Fed's balance sheet increasing, you see that yellow line there with the giant oval circle on it? That's how much expected A, money printing, but B, the Fed taking up private resources and putting it on their balance sheet, the most in history, and it dwarfs anything up to this point. And I think we just went over 30 trillion USD on our debt here just for the US. It's 244 trillion globally. This is a repeating cycle of history. We've run to the end of what we could do, the resets here, because they've run out of options. They don't care about you or I. They just run out of ways to scam people out of the money, so they need to reset it with a new way to start from full valuation so they can scam you once again. I don't think I'm a fan of the Fed. And another way they're going to do it is just like they did in France. They made people move off farms, move into smaller, what was considered tiny houses back then. A whole family would be living in this. Well, it's your duty right now to live in a little tiny house to save the planet. Don't worry about the big corporations running their giant machinery, digging the earth, sending giant ships across the ocean, endless airplanes polluting the skies. No, that doesn't count. You're the only one doing anything bad to the planet. So you have to live in this little tiny house right here, social engineering to promote lower living standards. A full 200 square feet just for you because, hey, welcome to 2021. It's a bonus year, equality for all. You live in a tiny house, everybody else lives in a tiny house too. Everybody's equal. I love it. And they're going to make you pay $47,000 each for this. Universal basic income? Not sure, but it's far less than the $300,000 or $400,000 price tags of most homes, so you'll think this is a bargain and just thank them endlessly for helping you get a house for under 50 grand. Now here's the problem. These are for the good social credit people because you could be stuck in an O-tube. O-tubes are, sewer pipe, concrete sewer pipe, painted, sealed, circular, your house. if you have bad social credit. Those who are not going to have good social credit, that disagree with the narratives and ask a lot of questions, you pesky people who want the truth, you're going to get one of these. And you see how the doors computer operated there? Well, just like this, the lockdown, they could probably just lock it in there permanently. And if you're in there, that's an easy disposal unit. And you're going to be living in this part of the town here. And they're going to stack them up ones and ones like this. This is Hong Kong's plan. And they're going to be rolling right along with the new social credit score from China devised. If you're a good social credit person, you get two put together. Wow. Look at this mansion right here. And if you agree with every narrative that's out there and you don't ask questions and you try to be the ultimate Karen for your society, you're going to get plants next to your O-tube. Look at that. A palatial mansion they're trying to sell to the young youth. At least we know better. You could stay in New York City and get attacked by squirrels. This is a strange one here because 5 people have been attacked by squirrels in just the last month. Don't know what's happening. Maybe they're hungry because there's not a lot of people there feeding them anymore, and they've gone back to their natural instincts. Maybe the magnetic field collapse and polar wander here happening on our own Earth has something to do with this. Humans are becoming schizophrenic and freaking out everywhere. Animals are too, so maybe this is just the way it is. Animals become rabid in the last couple days. But whatever's going on, you see the trajectory where it's being pushed. Smaller everything for you, reduction of lifestyle, extreme grandiose increases in the billionaires, and their lifestyles will go to beyond comprehension of probably living in space stations and giant castles. And you'll be stuck with a specific amount of calories per day, and everything will be based upon how much you agree or disagree with the current narratives, where you can live, what food you get, if you can travel or not from 2021 forward. And then we got the currency collapse coming in. Perhaps that's they're going to usher in all the cryptocurrency, collapse it out, reset it. Everything's got to be on the phones, everything electronic from this point forward. Welcome to the new world. I talk about deeper 30-minute segments here on Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast. New channel for you. I'll leave the link in the description box below. You can jump right over there and subscribe. It's only been live for about 3 days now, and I do appreciate everybody else who subscribed, putting up a new episode tonight. And I wish you the best through 2021. Happy New Year out there for everybody that's followed me through the year. Thank you so much. It's been a great year so far. It's going to get better next year. It's in our minds how this society moves. Let's bend matter back into, we take control back of this planet, not the elitists trying to push narratives and get you to manifest it. Let's create our own reality. And one of the things breaking through the fear factor, if you have food in your home, you're not going to be nearly as scared if anything comes down. That peace of mind that you know you have food for you and your families, psychologically, it's such a different state of mind to know that you're prepared and you have things around the house. So if something happens, then you're not in the melee with everybody else, and you can just ride it out. Hey, we don't even need to leave. Just let everything play out, and we'll go back out when it's all calmed down. It's a great way to support the channel. It's something I believe in here, long-term storable foods, 2-week or the 4-week emergency food supply, My Patriot Supply, and Adapt 2030. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video and next year.